February 5th of 2026, Mayor Buds here at City of Inglewood City Hall, and with me is Daisy Huerta. She's a 7-year-old, and she has written a book, and the book is The Cat Who Did Not Like to Read. And what's going to happen is she's going to read her book to us so that we have it forever here in the archives of Inglewood. So would you read the story for us, please?
Yeah. Kit Kat is a cute orange kitten, but he had a big problem. He didn't like to read at all. While other kittens at Jefferson Elementary School loved story time, Kit Kat would sit by the window with a frown on his face. When Papa Cat called, "Time for school," Kit Kat would run under the bed like lightning, skidding across the floor. But Papa Cat always found him with a sweet, comforting smile. On the way to school, Papa Cat said, "I'll get you something special tomorrow, Kit Kat." "Great," Kit Kat mumbled. "I hope it's fish and mice to play with." At school, Miss Kativa, the teacher, looked around for the next reader and said, "Kit Kat, it's your turn to read." Kit Kat's fur spiked up, and he jumped so high he was hanging from the classroom ceiling and shouted, "I don't like to read!" The kittens fell silent. "You should yell at the teacher," his friend Snowball told Kit Kat. But Kit Kat was already out the window, skipping through the grass that tickled his tummy, and climbed to the tallest tree that was in Jefferson's schoolyard. "Catch me if you can," he meowed from the very top. Then the principal, a brown cat with giant glasses, came along, climbed the tree, and brought him down. Kit Kat ended up in the office and was sent home with a sad note. That night, Papa Cat called to school. "Did Kit Kat really yell?" "Yes," the secretary told Dad. "He yelled from the top of his lungs." "I'm so sorry," said Papa. Kit Kat wasn't allowed to go out and play. The next day, Papa surprised Kit Kat with his shiny blue book. "Aww," Kit Kat looked sad. "Kit Kat," said Papa, "if you don't learn to read, Miss Kativa will send you to a special class without your friends." Kit Kat crossed his arms and said, "I can read, I just don't like it."
Let's start with the swimming Kit Kat. That's what Kit Kat looks like.
Then Mama Cat came up with an idea. She raised one eyebrow and lowered the other. "Kit Kat, let's read it together. But this time, let's pretend we're space explorers." Kit Kat became alert. He loved space, the stars, the planets, and the moon. Mama Cat took him to the tree house, which Kit Kat had decorated with leaves, fish, and toy mice everywhere. Mama opened the book and said, "Let's read, but this time we're going to pay attention to every word and imagine." Mama started reading. A few minutes later, boom, the tree house transformed into space. Zoom beyond the stars and planets. Kit Kat joined in, reading little by little until he was completely reading all by himself. He didn't even realize how much fun he was having. On the last page, Kit Kat's eyes were shining. He had discovered that books weren't scary at all. In fact, they helped develop the imagination. Kit Kat was so happy that he started reading more books than he ever imagined. The end.
Now let me tell you something. Daisy is a second grader, 7 years old, and her book is on Amazon. At 7 years old. And if Dr. Seuss knew about this, oh my, he's turning over right now. So anyway, it's The Cat Who Did Not Like to Read by Daisy Huerta. Boom.